Hello everyone! December is here, therefore allow me to welcome you to the first addition to Dear December / December. This one is for Dear December. No dying this time. Not that I plan on killing anyone for now. Either way, YakuLev Aftermath for the last nightmare video. Let's take a look at it. As always, special thanks to my lovely patrons and all of you who subscribe and watch these videos. Especially now, you are really keeping this channel going and alive with everything you do and with your comments, so continue in that, and I hope you will enjoy. The sun was already peeking into the room through the curtains when Lev woke up again. For a second, panic squeezed his chest in its iron grip when he recalled the dream. But unlike then, a warm presence was hugging him, keeping the creeping cold at bay. He sighed deeply, taking a few deep breaths to settle his racing heart. Right, Yaku came back at night. Nothing from what he saw was real, just a nightmare brought onto him by his own stupidity. Everything was fine. Except it wasn't. There was still a lot to be said between them, neither of the topic very pleasant. He still hurt his fiancée by sending him away so harshly, and while he had a somewhat valid reason to feel hurt too by Yaku's words, the things he said were unforgivable. And then there was the image of a smiling, happy Yaku stuck in his mind, reminding him of an unfortunate truth. Were you ever this happy with me? As if hearing his thoughts, Yaku stirred a bit next to him, mumbling something Lev didn't catch before his eyes opened. A brief thought to pretend he was still asleep crossed Lev's mind, but something in the way Yaku looked at him prevented him from moving. Sadness, worry, a tiny bit of relief. He could see all that in Yaku's eyes, the sight hitting him with a sudden realization that perhaps he wasn't the only one still repeating the argument in his head. Morning. It is, yeah. He rubbed his eyes and slowly sat up, and Lev shivered when the warmth disappeared with him. They both stayed silent for a long while, the tension suddenly materializing in the air. Lev found himself opening his mouth a few times, but he wasn't sure how or where to begin. Apologize again? Ask why Yaku came back in the first place? Pretend like nothing happened and go on with their morning like usual? Well, definitely not that. Mori said we will talk. Do you want to take a shower first? He almost flinched when Yaku's voice broke the silence, but in the end, he was glad for it. Leave it to Mori to take initiative when it's needed. I suppose. Should we, talk before that? Shaking his head, Yaku gave him a small, yet soft smile and gently nudged his side. Not now. Go take a shower, I'll make us something to eat in the meantime. Then we can talk, Alright. He didn't stay in the bathroom for long, too anxious to stay still for longer than 5 minutes. Yaku was still in the process of making breakfast for them when he came into the living room, giving him a moment to reflect on yesterday's events. Once more, he checked that everything was in the right place, from mugs to Yaku's home keys now lying on the designated tray in the hallway. Relief washed over him, the familiar setup giving him a sense of stability he somehow missed this whole time. Though, that wasn't the only thing he hadn't noticed until yesterday. He stopped in front of the framed pictures, instinctively running his fingers over them to be absolutely sure he didn't just imagine them. It's strange, isn't it? dreams. Lev, come, food's ready. You look annoyed in all of those. He felt Yaku pause behind his back, but didn't turn around just yet, his heart aching more and more the longer he looked at the pictures in front of him. How come he had never realized it before? Out of all those supposedly happy moments, the all-star match was the only one where Yaku actually smiled when standing by his side. Lev, You look annoyed in all of them. Whenever I hug you outside, you look like you don't want to be there. He clenched his fists, not from anger, but to stop them from trembling. Perhaps he subconsciously chose to ignore it when he put the photos up, or whenever he looked at them to remind himself of those moments. Dismiss it as something Yaku had always done, which, in a way, was true. Perhaps he really was lying to himself, just in a different way than he thought. His throat tightened when he heard Yaku sigh behind him. Lev, that's not true. I'm always glad when you come to see our games or when I can share your success with you. But you don't look like it. He turned around, only seeing Yaku as a blurred blob. He didn't try to hide it, not finding a reason or strength to do so. This was Yaku opposite him. He had seen him in much more embarrassing situations. You do smile in all the team photos, and with your friends. What am I doing wrong that you don't even look happy with me? No, that's not... Come here, please. He followed without hesitation when Yaku tugged on his hand, just like so many times before. A soft sob hitching in his throat when Yaku gently pushed him to sit on the couch and then pulled his head to his chest. Just like at night, he clung to Yaku while the gentle hand patted his hair, tears soaking into Yaku's t-shirt. You said you were happy with me, but why doesn't it look like it? Shh, please don't cry. I am happy with you, I swear. I wouldn't be with you if I didn't, and I would definitely not propose. I'm sorry for what I said yesterday. It was nasty of me to throw it in your face when it wasn't your fault. And telling you I wish you were different when it's not true. Sorry. I mean it, okay? I love you the way you are, and even though you act silly sometimes or make a bad decision, it doesn't change anything. Lev froze, biting his lip to stop himself from actually wailing, despite really wanting to. Even his level of acceptable embarrassment wasn't that high. Yaku had to feel it, however, as he pulled him a bit closer, his fingers still playing with his hair. Sorry, I should have said that sooner, huh? We are both kinda public figures, especially you, and I don't want to stir any drama around us. So I guess I decided pretending you are my annoying kohai is better than risk it. I don't care if people throw bottles or whatever at me during games, but I don't want some paparazzi ruining your career just because we hugged in public. He sighed, his posture slumping. But I just made everything worse like this, huh? I've been messing up lately, haven't I? Lev squeezed him tighter, a sudden surge of guilt washing over him. While Yaku's words stung, he wasn't innocent in this either. He was the one who drove Yaku away, into a potential danger from his twisted need to fight back, hurting his beloved in the process in an even worse way. As if it wasn't enough, Yaku felt guilty since that stupid prank he pulled, and suffered from rashes of insecurity since the whole mess with Jiro happened. He was now making it even worse because of a stupid nightmare. I'm sorry too. He looked up, drying his eyes to see properly into Yaku's face. I can't imagine my life without you. I don't want to imagine it, and I should have never said something like that to you. And I don't mean to play the victim here when I hurt you too. It caught me off guard when I saw you smile like that. I know it was just a dream, but... He fell silent, unable to continue when the image of Yaku's smile entered his mind. You look so happy with her. A light touch on his cheek snapped him back. Lev, what dream? What are you talking about? He paused, realization flashing across his face. Was that why you were crying before? Because of a nightmare? Yeah, I thought... It was so vivid, I wasn't sure what was real, and I was scared I lost you for real. Lev, I'm serious, it was so scary. It was like a different timeline where we didn't meet and you didn't recognize me and even got a wife and looked so happy with her. He took a shuddered breath, taking a bit to collect his scattered thoughts. I know it was just a dream. I know it. But seeing you like that, it made me realize I've never seen you smile like that before. Not at me. Oh, Lev. He got smushed against Yaku's chest again, though he definitely didn't complain, the weight so far laying on his shoulders easing its pressure a bit. I'm sorry. I'll do my best to change that, I promise. Lev paused, an unfamiliar feeling sinking his heart. Yaku was genuine, he could tell from his voice. He would be able to seriously change so much about himself just to appease him. But that wasn't what he wanted. Sure, an occasional smile would be nice as a reminder that the excitement from their relationship wasn't one-sided. But a complete change? The words he overheard Jiro saying to Yaku a few months ago resurfaced in his mind. And suddenly, the strange, heavy feeling wasn't so unfamiliar anymore. He straightened up, careful not to hit Yaku with his head, and took Yaku's face in his palms. Don't, please. Yaku blinked in shock, his slightly widened eyes darting over Lev's face. But why? I thought that's what you wanted. It might take a while, but I'll work on it, I swear. I don't want you to be sad because of it again. I appreciate it, I really do, but it wouldn't be fair to you when you want me to stay the same. And besides, you're already the best in my eyes. He raised his hand with the ring, letting the sun reflect on its surface while a smile formed on his lips. And if this isn't a proof of that, then I don't know what is. He became serious again. I'm sorry I was being so stupid. I should have watched my mouth and think more about the little things. It's fine. It was a needed wake-up call. But it shouldn't have been. It shouldn't have happened, ever. Yeah. So, should we eat now? We can continue with a full stomach. As if to underline his words, Lev's stomach growled loudly, chasing heat into his cheeks. Yaku chuckled softly, the sound feeling like the most heavenly music to Lev's ears. Yeah, agreed. Go on, dig in. It's not much, but it's the best I could make with what we had. We really need to go shopping today. Lev grinned, and then a realization hit him. A realization that he was indeed dumb for pushing Yaku to smile in public when he saw him smile surprisingly often. At home. At him. The sweet, soft smiles filled with nothing but love. Somehow, along the years, he started to take those for granted. But not anymore. He hesitated for a split second before he leaned in to connect their lips, his heart jumping with joy when he felt Yaku reciprocate with the same need he felt. Things seemed to be getting better after all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. As I said in the community post, this month is going to be somewhat combination of fluff for the Dear December and I guess whoop for the December. Injuries, angst, heart comfort. The things you like so much, apparently. So, hopefully it's going to be interesting. And I will see how I will combine these two. It's going to be interesting, definitely. But I'm looking forward to it and I hope you are looking forward to it too. There's also going to be a few birthday specials, hopefully. Well, I will see. It's difficult to say at the beginning of the month. If you have any requests or ideas, the request form is linked in the video description. See you next time.